We're just setting you up for all of the conversations that we're going to have today, because we want this gathering to be about you. Don't get too far off the subject of deliberate creation, is what we're asking you for. Let's talk about what really matters to you. Your curiosity questions about other planets and aliens and stuff like that. And we'll answer anything that you really want to know. But what we know that you really want to know is how to accomplish and hold steady a vibrational frequency that brings back to you the things that you've been asking for. Because you've already done step one. You've already lived life, living life sequences, experiences, conversations. You've had all of this exposure to all of these things that have caused you to be very clear about what you prefer in millions of situations. We're not kidding you. Millions of situations. And then step two happened. You created a vortex with your asking, and your inner being, non-physical, all of us, stand in complete recognition of what you want and concentrated focus on that and only that. Never for a moment does your inner being focus in opposition to your desire, but you do it all day long. You don't mean to, but you're so enamored, fascinated, fixated in some cases with what is, that you don't let what you're asking for that is more than what is be, because what is so tweetable and talkable and social mediaable and Facebookable. We think you should call it nosebook. Nosebook. We said to someone the other day who was asking a really important question. She sat in the hot seat, different one, but approximately right here. And we stood almost on her feet. And she said, I realize that I've got my nose in too many other people's business and I don't want to do it, but talk to me about that. How can I get my nose in my own business? And we said, well, let us just give you an easy, clean, clear way of looking at it. Anytime you feel negative emotion, it's none of your business. Anytime you feel negative emotion, it's none of your business. What do we mean by that? We would like to tell you that what is your business is what you've asked for, and is this body of work you've done, is this vibrational reality that has attraction power that you don't yet understand the power and the fullness of, the invincibility of, the certainty of, the sureness of. But it is real and it is sure. And this is why. When you say, I want that, but, you've watered it way down. In fact, you've equaled it out. I want it, but it isn't. I want it, but nobody I know has it. I've got this and I don't want it, but I can't get rid of it. In other words, you keep rendering yourself neutral in your attraction power by contradicting your own desires. But your inner being does not do that. Your inner being, that you who was you before you knew yourself as you, who is still you, even though you think you're the only you, but there's you and you, there's you and the inner being you. There's a fuller version of you than you will allow yourself to understand sometimes. So the true larger you of you, who is standing, not really, it's not a place, in the vortex, that's not a place either. We just want you to feel the realness of it, because it's the vibrational gathering of all that you have become, and your inner being is there, focusing only on what you're asking for and never on the absence of it. And because law of attraction is responding to your inner being's version of your desires with no contradiction in the equation, there is a powerful amassing of cooperative components on your behalf that you often are depriving yourself of, because you're not looking into the vortex. Because, gee, Abraham, don't ask me to look someplace that I can't see. I can't see what's in the vortex, so why would I look there? And we say, all right, feel there. Feel for what's there. Feel for the confidence and the sureness. Feel for the knowing. And at least know that when you feel negative emotion, you're looking at something that's not your business, because what is your business always feels good when you look at it. Always feels good. Settle down, Esther. Always feels good when you look at it. Always feels good when you contemplate it, when you imagine it, no matter how soft, light, or heavy the touch is. When you are in concert with who you have already become, it feels like love or appreciation or interest. It never feels like doubt or worry or fear. It never feels like frustration or anger. always feel good when you're paying attention to your business. That was good. So, we've been talking about, it's like you're walking around in your body with your mind, with your consciousness, with your focus. Esther's bracelets has 2 bracelets. One says focus and one says clarity, because as far as she's concerned, that's where it's at, right there. Focus, clarity, alignment. That's the name of the game of deliberate creation. And so, as you are focusing, having experiences, launching rockets of desire, you have only to, not all the time, that's illogical, but most of the time, or at least 51% of the time, be looking to where you're going, feeling to where you're going. So, we've been explaining it this way. It's as if you are walking around, this isn't true, but go with us, with a bag of marbles that contains every thought you've ever thought is in there. That's why the analogy is ridiculous, we know. Too big to carry something like that around. Or they're so small, they're... So you've got this bag of marbles, but the only marbles that are your business are the ones that feel good when you think about them. Because those are the ones that connect with this power, that connect with this that has already become. So you know how sometimes you'll say, oh, I just got the best idea, or I got an idea, or I got a hit on something. You know how when that feeling occurs to you, that thought occurs to you, we want to say, where do you think it came from? It was you getting in proximity of what's in the state of becoming, and you, for that moment of that thought, for that moment of that exhilaration, you were a perfect vibrational match to that, and that's what you're reaching for. You want to, as often as you can, to be a vibrational match to what feels like that. When you're thinking about something that's bothering you or frightening you or worrying you, that's not your inner being's business, and therefore we would like to proclaim it not your business, because you cannot get to the solution you want to get to from that feeling. You have to line up with the feeling of it first, because as we were grumbling with you on your behalf about before, you can't see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it. It's like you put the seed in the ground and it's germinating and it's becoming, and it will be a sprout, and then it will be a stalk, and then it will have a fruit or a vegetable or whatever it is on it. It will come. It has the intelligence within it. It's like the fetus, this little smear on a petri dish, and there's all kinds of, there's fingers and toes and gizzards, all kinds of things in this that you can't see, but the intelligence for them is there. They are there. Don't you find that just a remarkable and wonderful thing? That it's there, and we want you to feel that your vortex is like that. It's there, but sometimes you don't let anybody do anything nice for you. You don't let the law of attraction serve you, because you're here to prove your worthiness in some other very crucial, steady way. You get what we're talking about? You let the universe do the nice things for you that you deserve with a light touch, with a willingness to accept the beautifulness that is you. And so let's talk about anything we have more. Wait, 1 minute. So this bag of marbles, you've got one and everybody else had one too. And when you get together, your active marbles in your bag always meet up with the active marbles in other people's bags. That's why nobody's doing anything to you. They're just matching where your marbles are. They're just matching that. They're just matching that. They're just matching what's active in you. What's active in you. And we're just saying, you have way more control over what's active in a moment than many of you have been understanding or deliberately doing something about. One more statement and then off we'll go. So, you know how in your physical environment, have you looked around at this magnificent environment? This Earth spinning in its orbit in perfect proximity to other planets. That's a long, long book to explain to you the becoming of all of that. And it's all irrelevant anyway, because it's where you're all going on it that matters, not how it got here, what it's been doing before this moment in time. But as you acknowledge the bigness and the magnificence of everything that's going on here, we want you to understand that you are on the leading edge of all of that. You are calling more forward to it through you with your attention. And so here you are in this wonderful, attractive experience. And if you think of it as being attractive, period. It's attractive. There's no assertion. Sometimes looks like it when you get stuff you don't want, but it was attractive. You attracted it. You attracted it. You attracted it. You attracted it. And so you're walking around with your bag of marbles, and everybody else is too. And on whatever level you are engaging is about what was the only thing that you can do anything about. Here's a good way of looking at it. Was my bag of marbles in sync with my inner being's bag of marbles when I stepped into this moment in time? So this Earth spinning in its orbit, you understand what you call the field of gravity, and you don't expect it to make you an exception. You understand that if you step off the barn, Esther did it many times as a kid, she was going to go right into the haystack. Hopefully no pitchfork. And never did she expect to just float off, because she never saw anything like that happen. Because gravity is consistent and you can trust it. Well, we want to talk to you about the field of attraction. It's consistent and you can trust it. It's responding. The field of attraction is responding to whatever you've got going on. And so this is our last statement, and then we'll open up to all of you. So if you realize that a new segment is beginning, when the music stopped and Esther was here, a new segment. When Esther left and we came, a new segment. Each one of you who come to play with us in the hot seat, a new segment. Your phone rings, a new segment. You get into your vehicle, a new segment. So as you realize it's a new segment, think about preparing yourself vibrationally, because the field of attraction is going to respond to you when you step in. And so you have a much better chance of setting the tone of your attraction before you get there and start observing what is there. That's really just the point that we wanted to make there. We've called it pre-paving. We've called it getting out ahead of it. That's a good way of looking at it. So we know you got that. We know you heard it. We felt your resonance with it. We can feel we renewed your understanding in it. We can feel in many cases we moved forward with it. Now let's have some time together where we can really, because words don't teach. Strange that we throw so many of them through Esther to you. But they do give us an opportunity to focus singularly together. And then it is our promise that in the hours and days that follow, the evidence of your newfound alignment, your bag of marbles and your inner being's bag of marbles, be obvious to you. You'll start to see sprouts come up through the soil, and you'll start to have conversations with people. It happens immediately. Just make the slightest adjustment. Make the slightest adjustment in your point of attraction and watch what happens to you in this universe. So, we've enjoyed this interaction immensely. What do you want to talk about? Some things on the aisle right here.